Yeah, we're going to introduce you today how we are driving AI at Mercedes-Benz, and especially in the area where we are responsible for the MB.AI ecosystem. We saw it at the beginning, right? The ecosystem and the platforms. And that's exactly what we are driving here together. And how n8n as an enterprise platform comes here also into the picture, because that's exactly part of our journey. First of all, I'm leading, the AI ecosystem. It's an IT organization within the Center of Competence, and we are driving AI for the whole enterprise within Mercedes-Benz in-car, but also for the enterprise use cases together. And we have also today Moritz with me, our system architect, our techie, and he will drive a bit more into the details of how we expose n8n and how we're gonna support our customers in that regards. Before we start into the exercise and what we are definitely providing, I guess you are familiar with Mercedes-Benz, right? You exactly know that AI is all over the world. AI is here to stay, and that we're also using AI not only inside of the cars, but that we are doing a lot inside of business process automation as well, right? When it comes to production line, when it comes to shop floor management, for example, when it comes to different kind of areas. So we have already started in 2019, to come up and to announce to our customer that Responsible AI is a very, very important one for applying AI capabilities towards our products and to our services. And we started that initially also when the hype with ChatGPT came into picture, that the team was formed and that we have driven GenAI Accelerated was called at that time, to build up the first AI capabilities within Mercedes-Benz. And what we're going to do today is really to drive into that, because the journey just has started last year with the so-called AI ecosystem, where we're going to expose on one central place all the toolings, all the models, all the agents together, that we're connecting them with our multi-cloud strategy. And this is exactly the deep dive where n8n also plays a crucial role into it. But how we are using it, you are aware of it, right? Marketing and sales colleagues, they're generating new pictures with Nano Banana or with other fancy propositions we are already providing. And it's so amazing to see that also within our organization, when we have hackathons, for example, or where we have prompt engineering hackathons, what kind of amazing stuff comes out, right, of the people, and they're getting inspired and they get really motivated to get the next stage into it. And that's sometimes for us also not easy, because we see the hype outside. It's much more faster than we can do internally on our side to be really on track what we can deliver also to our customers. Vehicle analysis, right, in the after sales area, but also for autonomous driving. AI without it is in, and you see it all over the places. You see it in China, you see it in Americas, but also from the European market, that also with the IPAI Act, we were chased to really ensure what we are providing in the localized markets from the global world. And that's exactly what we want to provide within the AI tool chain, which is called AI ecosystem. Typically, you see the MB.AI ecosystem is, we are supporting all AI practitioners at the end of time, worldwide. And this is exactly the AI layer, what we have built it. And on the left-hand side, you see our model garden. And inside of the model garden, we have more than 40 models already being exposed, GPI models, where we are fast in applying those models for all the AI use cases inside of Mercedes-Benz. So we have a clear process built it up to be EU-AI compliant, where people who have a use case jump in, generate the use case, and we ensuring with our so-called model intake process that models are being exposed inside of Mercedes-Benz, inside of the model garden. So the accessibility is already being ensured. Next to that, you see the agent garden. And the agent garden is, we've seen it up front, it was called agent registry. We've called it agent garden. We want to connect all the agents for our multi-cloud strategy, like you see underneath, with one place where agents are connected, interfered, but also with interoperability, discovered, also managed by security so that we're getting them connected. It's amazing to see what you can do with agent when A2A and MCP comes together, right? Because through the business chains, you can automate full stuff. And this is exactly what we are going to connect inside of the Mercedes-Benz AI ecosystem. n8n plays a crucial role right now, because for our low-code, no-code colleagues, we want to provide n8n in the meantime. And we have offering also playground solutions. So when we start with the journeys always in the AI world, we want to play, right? The first thing we want to play, the software engineering wants to play. We're offering also predefined AI playgrounds so that customers or our people, software developers, can just start working on it with the predefined models which are governed and secured from our processes, which we have rolled out on an obligatory basis. And for sure, we're also providing AI services, so that our people and customers can reuse already functionality like the talk to dogs, repos, and so on, so that they don't have to build it twice. They're just using it, they're just integrating it, and at the end it runs on the cloud wherever they have stored their data assets at the end of time. You see from the AI COC, we have divided it into 3 boxes, right? And that's a clear strategy. And the strategy is now also being reshaped a bit, but it's clear. We have all the takers, everybody. We have rolled out now Copilot for each and every white-collar worker within Mercedes-Benz, because we want that everybody's feel AI is part of your daily work. It's a personality, it's a productivity gain. They should feel it. They should really also start working on it in creating their own personal agents, right, in their daily work. And we have placed n8n here precisely in the so-called Shapers low-code, no-code section, because we believe that n8n can support us in the whole value chain. A value chain from business process automation until legacy, maybe integration, until orchestration layer probabilities, and propositions behind the scene. And on the right-hand side, you see the so-called builders, the tailor-made solutions, which are running also from the software engineering cycle. And that's exactly what we're connecting together with our business processes, so that this is fully underlined with compliancy, with check marks, with quality checks behind. And that's exactly the outcome what we are providing in the so-called AI ecosystem with our partners, with our colleagues from HR, so that the people are also trained what they are doing, but we clearly guide them what they should use in order to make sure that they're delivering the value, what they have to deliver. And from a customer journey, this is a bit now the slide deck to explain what we're doing inside of the Mercedes-Benz AI ecosystem, right? So we have thousands of different GPI models really fast being involved, and now coming to also the automation, right? We are having, in the past, we had 6 months to get models really being integrated into our own, life cycle and into our organization. Nowadays, it took us really 3 minutes to make it happen. So whenever somebody's releasing an outside a fancy model which is used for our purposes and it's demanded from our customers, we can automate the whole stuff, and it's placed on the model garden, which can be subscribed by our customers. Yeah, and this is exactly the AI world. It's so rapidly involved, and here also we say with our makers, with the low-code solution, we want to invite now the business colleagues as well, that they are creating agents, that they are starting automating, with workflows, their personal, repeatedly business processes. And this kind of business processes we want to expose afterwards throughout the agents, inside of the agent garden, so that other people understand that this has been already automated, but that they can also subscribe at the end of time to those agents which have been created. And this is exactly the connectivity we're enabling through all the multi-cloud strategy we are having in our mindset. And Moritz will give us a bit of more glimpse about how we're gonna, start a journey with n8n now together, and how we also have integrating it inside of the AI ecosystem, and happy that we are driving into it now, Moritz.
So yeah, let's talk a little bit about how we, or why we actually chose n8n, right? I mean, it's not the only tool in this direction for in the market. We had a lot of research. We looked at a couple of vendors. There are multiple set up at Mercedes-Benz, but we chose Mercedes-Benz for, we chose n8n for the workflow automation editor. We really like that we can avoid the login, right? We are hosting this on our internal Kubernetes cluster. We are not running this on one specific hyperscaler, so we're a little bit less logged in. We really like the extensive integrations, and we really like that we can self-host this, right? So we are offering n8n internally as a platform so that more people, of course, can build agents without having to write a lot of code. And the nice part, right, since n8n itself is something that we can modify or we can extend, that we have a lot of Mercedes-Benz internal systems. We can provide custom nodes to kind of encapsulate those systems, like our identity access management and so on, so that n8n itself is even more powerful in the Mercedes-Benz context. And we have, that was a little bit difficult with other vendors. We can just connect to our internal LLM gateway. So at Mercedes-Benz, we have this abstraction layer that we don't, I mean, Mercedes-Benz is big, but we have an internal LLM gateway where access is supposed to run over to get to LLMs so that we can kind of control the access there. And with n8n, we were able to integrate this easily. So when I'm saying that we offer this as a platform, that means we have our internal, so this is my one architecture slide as a system architect. So we have a very large Kubernetes cluster at Mercedes-Benz where I can just order this one. It's run by a central team running on AWS in the backend. And we basically spin up separate n8n instances per use case. This makes it easy for us to kind of keep everything separated, right? We don't want to mix HR data with car data. That's something that should stay separate. And with this setup, we ensure this on the deepest level, basically, so that data that we don't want to combine can't be combined. And also that kind of side effects, right? If one system is breaking and it's breaking the entire cluster because whatever they are doing is really, really bad, that this doesn't break the entire Mercedes-Benz n8n setup. So it's very resilient. Our setup is very resilient. It's right now spinning up, I think, over 30 instances. We have Rainer here who can talk more about this after the talks. So we are really rolling this out widely at Mercedes-Benz, mostly right now at where I'm working, Tech Innovation, so it's one subsidiary. And what are the use cases we are seeing, or what kind of use cases we are expecting? Like it's something like this, a customer support agent, where right, we have a lot of ticket systems at Mercedes-Benz, and trying to speed those ticket systems up or abstract those away that maybe the first level support doesn't have to be a human. Maybe it can be an n8n agent or an n8n workflow with an AI agent included, talking to Jira tickets and yeah, providing a little bit of speed there. But the big use case where we saw a gap in our setup is this kind of orchestrator use case, where we have this agent guard, right? Where we in theory have multiple agents that may make sense to be combined into one agent to abstract something away. And with n8n, you can basically build your orchestrator connected to multiple agents that other departments have built. And in this case, a pre-sales, sales agent, and after-sales agent, of course, this is a mock, but in kind of encapsulating the entire sales process for Mercedes-Benz with this kind of orchestrator with n8n. And how did we actually come to our rollout here? So we started last year at some point with evaluation and so on, but the big step was in January, where Mercedes-Benz actually signed the contract with n8n that we are buying the enterprise license here. Then we had a ramp-up phase. We had an extended MVP phase to actually get people to try this out hands-on. We had communications, we had first-level support, we had workshops where people try to actually learn the tool. That was kind of what happened in the first quarter, and then with in April there was an announcement, or at the end of March there was an announcement of an internal Mercedes-Benz hackathon. Basically, every white-collar worker, so 90,000 people, got an email that there is a hackathon happening, that they can participate. And n8n was one of 2 technology stacks that we offered there. Basically, centrally, as a team, they were able to test those tools out. Last week, the hackathon actually happened, kind of all around the world. We had teams in China, India, US, Germany, of course, that were testing 3 days with n8n and were able to build their own systems. Hundreds of ideas were tested out. I don't know yet. Right now, the jury is still validating all of those use cases, so I don't know what actually won. Next week is our award ceremony there. Who knows? But basically, all departments were able to participate and find hands-on time, and actually were able to carve out this time of their busy schedules to actually test out n8n with our internal team providing support there. And the idea was, right, this was an hackathon or hack days, how we called them, where they were, the idea was to provide business value somehow with AI, right? A lot of people are using AI, but it's really nice if it's actually doing something useful, maybe optimizing a business process, something like this. A lot of ideas. The best I think I found was somebody wanted to replace himself, maybe a little bit ambitious, but a lot of very interesting ideas, and actually trying it out that makes it really real. And of course, not everybody is in the AI bubble, right? With this hackathon, we reach a lot of people that should have maybe come around to test these tools, and we found them there and had a lot of participants. And the n8n tech stack, actually, we had another one, but the n8n one, that was a little bit more stable, so we are really happy that this worked out. And I'm very curious how this will turn out, who will win, basically. But just to kind of wrap this up, right, n8n is for Mercedes-Benz a really exciting tool. Those hundreds of integrations are relevant for us. Of course, not every integration is relevant, but a lot of them are. We, as the AI ecosystem, we are making this available for the entire company. We had hundreds of use cases, ideas planned and executed at the hackathon, and we already received a lot of very positive feedback, promising POCs, so I'm really excited how this will go on in the future for Mercedes-Benz. And with that, again, questions.